Hello. I am wondering if anyone has had a similar experience to me. So, I haven't ever met anyone who has said that they've done anything like this. I guess the closest I've come to someone saying that they've had a similar experience is listening to Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe, and his accounts of, I guess, what he'd call maybe astral traveling or pineal gland activation during meditation, where he, there's a little gecko, kind of goes to another place, so to speak. But I'm just interested if anyone's had a similar experience. So my experience, I think this was something that I used to do or used to be able to do. The last time I can remember doing it, I was 4 years old, and we had just moved into our brand new house in Noosa on the Esplanade in Peregian. It was up on the hill just down from the beach, and I was staying on a little camping bed before we moved upstairs. So we were staying in the area of the house that later became my grandfather's self-contained unit. It was a huge house. It was like 3 stories. It was like a mansion anyway. And it overlooked the beach. It was absolutely beautiful. It was, yeah, I still get sad when I think about it. Anyway, so I'm lying on the camp bed, and I knew that this was something that I used to do quite regularly. For some reason, I had it in my mind that this was going to be the last time I could do it, which I remember thinking at the time was quite absurd because I had always been able to do it. And I did struggle. I remember having a little bit of a struggle to actually do it this time. So what I did was, it was like a place that I went to, and I closed my eyes and I did some kind of breathing. And when I went to this place, it was like it was all white. And it was something more than just having my eyes closed. Like, I knew I had just closed my eyes, but I did not feel as if I was within my body when I went to this place. I felt like I was outside of my body, and it was all white. And there were things like kind of falling down my field of vision, but I couldn't really see them, and if I went to look at them, they disappeared. So it was almost like, the protons, when they do that thing, and when you observe the proton, it does something uniform, and when you look away from it, it disappears. I don't know. Anyway, so I remember it just being a white place, and when I came out of it, because I don't know how long it lasted, say it lasted 5 or 10 minutes, that I felt like I was in this place, then I remember just hearing a voice, and the voice said to me, "You must remember this. It is very important." And that's... I have remembered it. I've remembered it for the last 46 years. That it's somehow really important. And I somehow feel it is linked or similar to possibly the work that Dr. Joe Dispenza does, when he talks about the breath and the experiences that certain people have had which he attributes to the activation of the pineal gland, which we know from studies of the pineal gland that the rhombohydroid crystals and stuff like that Dr. Joe also talks about, that there is some link with the pineal gland and the production of DMT. So possibly I had just, as a very young child, without sort of, that filter or anything like that, or fear of the unknown, I perhaps had the ability to produce DMT, and DMT doesn't last very long, like apparently. So I remember it feeling like it only lasted, say, maybe 5 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, that kind of thing. Interesting. Most recently, obviously, doing these meditations, I feel pulled to try and go back there, to try and find that place again that I used to go to when I was 4, and that it's somehow linked, with this essence of pure potentiality, and that, we can manifest within that space because it is kind of a place of universal energy, and that, we can program there what we want, I mean, I know a lot of Dr. Joe's work, or I find a lot of these American New Age, it's all sort of based on getting rich and being successful, and I guess that's part of it. A lot of people doing Dr. Joe's work are using his meditations to heal from incurable cancers like the one I have, metastatic breast cancer. There are several women that have testimony of doing his exercises, doing his meditations, going to this sort of place or having a profound experience and going into spontaneous remission, like going back to their oncologists and having their scans, and it's like there's no trace of the cancer. We can see some scar tissue. Your cancer's gone. So obviously that would be amazing, but I mean, this is, it's just something I've held on to since I was 4 years old, and just this vivid memory of the last part of that experience being a voice telling me that I must remember it and that it's very important. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I would love to know if anyone has had any similar experiences, or if anyone has any comment on that. Maybe it's just some crazy stuff. I don't know. All right, let me know.